E uma história muito bonita também de amizades, de relacionamentos.
And a beautiful story of friendship and relationship.
E essa é a história da igreja em todo o mundo.
And this is a story of all the churches around the world.
A igreja existe para servir a comunidade.
The church exists to serve the community.
Então é bom quando você vê a comunidade participando.
So this is very good to see the community enjoying us for this party.
Nós vamos cantar umas canções aqui.
We're gonna sing a few songs.
A primeira música se chama Open the Eyes of My Heart.
The first song is called Open the Eyes of My Heart.
Porque com os olhos do coração nós podemos ver o Senhor.
Because with the eyes of our hearts we can see the Lord.
Deus é um Deus invisível aos olhos humanos.
Our God is invisible for the human eyes.
Mas a Bíblia diz que a fé
But the Bible says that the faith
é a certeza e a convicção daquilo que você espera, mas você não vê.
faith is, can you translate this? Hebrew 11, faith is the firm fundament.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Por isso nós pedimos ao Senhor para abrir os olhos do nosso coração.
That's why we ask the Lord to open the eyes of our hearts.
Os olhos do coração podem ver muito mais do que os olhos humanos.
The eyes of the heart can see more than the human eyes.
Então, quero te convidar a participar conosco dessa canção.
So I want to invite you to join us in this song. I don't think so.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you.
rio de Deus, o rio de Deus,
The river of God.
na Bíblia representa a vida.
In the Bible, it represents life.
Né? Então, quando nós pedimos ao Senhor para nos encontrar no rio com Ele, né?
So when we ask God to meet us in the river,
Nós vamos encontrar com Ele num lugar onde nós vamos receber cura,
we are going to meet him in a place where we receive healing,
salvação,
salvation,
segurança.
Security.
Então, eu quero te convidar a encontrarmos com Ele nesse rio.
And so I'm inviting you right now to come to the river with us.
To the river I am going. These things I cannot bear. Come and please, come for me. Lord, I need to meet you there. In this world,
Healing mercy,
flowing free from despair. I am going to that river. Lord, I need to reach you there. Precious Jesus, precious Jesus, I am to surrender every day. You take my hand now, lead me closer. Lord, I need to meet you there. Come and join us in the river. Come find life beyond compare. He is calling, He is waiting. Jesus loves to meet you there. He's calling, He's calling, He's waiting. Jesus loves to meet you there. Precious Jesus, precious Jesus, I am to surrender every care. Take my hand now, lead me closer. Lord, I need to meet you there. Precious Jesus, precious Jesus, I am ready to surrender every care. Take my hand now, lead me closer. Lord, I need to meet you there. Take my hand now, lead me closer. Lord, I need to meet you there.
Yeah, that's fine. You can use this one. Okay. Yeah, just a quick one before passing to Jimmy Nelson. If you don't know, we are streaming our our meeting here, and there are many people watching us. I want to give a huge, salute, blessings, greetings to Shelley Nelson. She's watching us straight from Spain. Yeah. Yes, and there are some others from Brazil that are watching. They say they're very happy for us. So thank you guys for watching us. People from Brazil, from Spain, we have people from Canada, people from Central America, people from Japan. So thank you all for watching us. And it's great to celebrate 10 years. Wow, it's such a blessing. 10 years. It's not 1 year. It's 10 years in this beautiful, beautiful area of Manchester. And it's like a person to Jimmy, as I said, Jimmy Nelson came straight from Spain to bless us. And for me, it's such a blessed moment to having Jimmy here. He's part of the history of this church in this area. And he'll share with you a bit about what have done in this place so far. Jimmy Nelson.
Thank you, Pastor. Firstly, it's amazing just to be back with a bunch of people who I still consider to be my family. I only have amazing memories of all of you and those of you who've helped us to make the steps that we have made. We couldn't do it without you. And as we think about the future, my prayer is that you will be there to take this project forward, because as pastors mentioned, my wife is watching. She just likes to keep an eye on me. My wife is watching, and we do watch over from Spain. If we're not in a meeting, we turn on and we join with you on a Sunday morning. So how have we got to where we've got? It started with a family in Brazil. We've got a calling. God says, go to England. Now, I don't know what they'd done to deserve such a punishment, but God said, go to England. So they came. They came to sunny Manchester, brought their umbrellas, left the Brazilian sunshine behind, and arrived here. And in about 2006, they began to do some work in the Friends Meeting House in town. But they were renting. And it's always a little bit difficult when you're renting and you're in a place, especially in other religious buildings, where sometimes maybe some of what they're doing doesn't line up with what you're doing. So a few years down the line, as the work began to grow, he felt a call to find somewhere else, to come and look for a place that would be theirs, that they could develop. So they turned up in 2009 outside this place. It was exactly, Mark, you know. Broken windows, it was a mess, it was not well maintained. Unfortunately, the best one in the world, the people that were here were an aging group of people. It's difficult for them to climb up on roofs and fix tiles. So it was not in a good place. He looked at it and maybe his heart dropped a bit. And the reason his heart would have dropped is this place is being run by Brits, people from here. And he's thinking to himself, if that's what they do to the building when it's being run by Brits, what's it going to do when it's been run by a family of Brazilians? So there was a little bit of fear there, a little bit of quaking, and he took it to the Lord, like you do at that time. Nasha, good to see you, my friend. He took it to the Lord at that time, and God said, you're going nowhere, bro. This is why I brought you here. This is where you're going to work.
I heard about
you've got that family around you. You've got your family around you. They're going to be your rock, and this is where you're going to start. Now, God doesn't push you out there in a boat on the ocean and leave you unsupported. Within a short time, Pastor, through his links with some of the Brazilian footballers, they came here. And they tithed. That is, they gave a tenth of their income. And because of the help he received from Gio, Kleber, and maybe one or two others, Takapa, have I said it right? I don't want to upset him. He's a big lad. They helped us help Pastor to finance this building. You see what I'm saying? When God pushes you out, he doesn't leave you floundering, he puts in there what you're going to need. So these guys were there at the time, not free, at the time when they were needed. And this building was purchased. So the task of developing it now, because you're in Hume, the church has been down to a membership of 8 or 9 quite elderly people. It had been successful back in the day because Big Jim and others have told me that, you know, they used to come to the Sunday schools. All right, bro? Here. But it had gone through a period where it had been in decline. So they started to reach out into the community, and this is Manchester. It's a football city. We have footballers helping to launch a church. The natural thing was for them, they started a football project to reach out to the young people, through the young people to the rest of the communities. So Giovanni and others began that project of reaching out and touching. And we did that in conjunction with the police and others who were saying we're having a real problem with this generation. We need some help. And we responded. Now, these guys are professional footballers. They could be here today, in Germany tomorrow, because some of them were internationals. Could be everywhere, you know, playing down in London. So they couldn't be here all the time. So Pastor contacted me and another friend of mine, because we work with an organization called Ambassadors, who are football missionaries. So we came and we began to help Giovanni and one or two of us from those early days to develop the football. And that grew in strength over the next few years. We ran soccer schools and all kinds of things until eventually we were able to take a group of 15 of them, including Nasha came with us, took a lot of hundreds of photographs. Bear, who's cooking the food, came with us. And Alfred was with us. And we went to Brazil for 10 days. Had an amazing time. Are you going to sing a song? We had an amazing time. These young men went to see, because you see, one of the things, the issues we had here was these guys were always complaining about how bad life was in Hume, Manchester. We took them to the inner cities of Brazil. They saw 9, 10, 11-year-olds who were in for murder, multiple murders, and were never coming out. They were there for life. They saw people, 8, 9, 10, in a little shack with a corrugated iron roof. They saw them living at a level of poverty they normally only see on the television. Those big, hard Hume guys came back in tears. Their hearts were broken when they saw how rich they were compared to these youngsters that they've seen. A life-changing opportunity to see how other people are forced to live came through the work of this project. We began again in those days with the help of Mary, who's now retired, who was counselor then, and to do some work in the parks. We did the fun days and stuff in the park, again reaching out to the families and touching lives and listening to the things that people wanted and needed in the area. Out of those experiences grew the Wednesday lunch club. Now, it started as a breakfast club, but this is Hume. People don't want to get up that early. So we nudged it up to a lunch club. So it starts a bit later, and people get up and people come in, and they've been using it ever since, and it's developed and developed. So we have the lunch club. Now, we also then, later on, developed the mother and toddler group, which still runs on a Monday. It's a fantastic, it's a small group. What it is, it's a bunch of mothers who would never normally have come into a church, but are coming in and are coming in this place, and they always say how peaceful they find coming in this place and sharing. And it's a big space for those children to play in. They have a wonderful time. And we still see the parents who come up and say, you know, that was an amazing year, 18 months, that my child was able to come in. Because obviously once they get to 2, they're now able to go into the government-sponsored provision. So the mothers and toddlers group got started. And then down the line, through our connections, through work. God gave us an amazing opportunity. We had some guys that were working at a particular company, who I'm not going to name because we're on live television. You know who they are. And they deliver food for another big supermarket, who I'm not going to name. And what happens, obviously, when you're storing food to be delivered to people, you can't wait till 2 or 3 days before you deliver it to you, because then you will only have 2 days to eat it. So they've got to keep it. They've got to get rid of it like 7, 8, 9, 10 days early. The company can't afford to send somebody to pick it up and dump it, and as it's going to get dumped anyway, they gave it to us. So you have access to food every day, good food. Now, some of you come here, I mean, it is good food. A lot of it's fresh, which you don't get at many of the other food places. And it's very good food, and God's made it possible for that food to be available to you. Now, I want to just say a thank you to, I'm not going to start naming them because, I mean, I'm looking around, I can see people who were there at the beginning, others who helped us develop it. We could not have developed that project without the help of the community. Some of you worked very hard, knocked us into shape a little bit when we were getting it wrong at the beginning, didn't you? And helped us to make it what it is. Helped us over a few mistakes at the beginning and got it into something really good. And we had people like Bear who'd be popping. He's doing a full-time job. He's stopping here on his own. There were plenty of nights he hadn't even got home. He hadn't even got home. And he'd come in here and he's helping to dish out food to people. That's what's at the heart of this community. So we developed that. The Saturday school we put in place to help those youngsters who were struggling with their English and their maths, and also with the older ones with their GCSEs, because we covered the whole thing. All was established here. And later, at the moment now, we have established the supper evening under a wonderful young lady who I'm told doesn't want to come up here and speak. But she has a cracking team working on that. She's got them really well organized. And they're not only supplying a hot evening meal here, but they also send a team out into town to give to those who are in the city center. When you look around, it is a small church. But a small church with a big footprint. There are people sat here who have helped us develop that. And I want to encourage you to continue to do that. I'm no longer here, but I stepped out and 2 amazing people have stepped into my place. And I love watching them on Sunday morning. And I think to myself, I hope I was that good. You know, I'm tremendously blessed by them. And they're here today. And they're helping to continue to develop the Sunday morning service. So this place, from those humble little beginnings, has been shining in this community in so many ways. And in ways that you probably wouldn't understand. When we came here, there was 2 dedicated community police officers who only worked this area. 2 or 3 years down the line, there weren't any. Why? Because they said they didn't need it, because of the work that we were doing. They actually moved them up to alongside. That's you working with us to bring change in your area. I need you to keep doing that to encourage the current team who are working here. They're an amazing bunch of people. With a heart, they love you, and they want to see this community thrive. So that's some of the stuff, not by any means all. I mean, you've mentioned even now at this moment, this tiny little church is broadcasting you all over the world. For anybody who wants to turn in, they can join in your celebration. And on a Sunday morning, as I say, if I'm not in a church, I'm turning that on and I'm listening to my brother preaching. So thank you for helping us develop this place to what it is. Thank you for being here today, and I want to encourage you to continue to help this place to grow, because I believe in you. I've seen the evidence. I can sit and think look back and see some amazing people with a great heart for this place. So that's a little bit about the history of this place. I'm going to hand back now to Pastor briefly, and then I'm going to come and share something with you.
Well, I think Jimmy just precisely described about what we have done in this place so far. Being here for me, it's such a blessing. I feel me, my wife, my family feel part of this community. We feel like not only us but the whole church. We feel part of this area of Manchester. And always, it's a God's plan to be honest with you. As I said to you, I am a civil engineer, and I had a very good established life in my home country, Brazil. My wife, she's a lawyer, so we had a very good financial situation, and all of a sudden we heard a voice. It's time to leave your country. And even my family, they didn't understand. My family said, what are you doing with your life? You have established life here, you have your construction company, you have everything. Your wife, she's established here. You have a very stable life. Why are you leaving? Why are you going? You're a pastor here already. I said, because he's called me. And I was asking God in that voice, why you want me to go so far? I can do your work here. He said, because you're going to be my voice in that place. And when I came to buy this building with the leadership team, and he showed me you guys. He spoke to me outside this building and said, look around and tell me what you see. And when I look around, I saw I see a community area, nothing more than that. I saw with my human eyes. And the voice straight away spoke back to me and said, I see souls. I see people that needs to hear my voice, and you're going to be my voice in this place, and you're going to help them. And say, how can I help them? And I'll give you the resources. Today we have the food donation every day. We have loads of community activities. We want to do more. But I'm very happy with the achievements so far in these 10 years in this area. I love you guys. And I have taught, I have spoken, I have preached the community, the church every Sunday to love you and to respect you and to be integrated with you as much as they can. We are most of us, we are Spanish-speaking people, Portuguese-speaking people. But throughout the years, we're trying to change the mentality of this church to think not with our eyes, but with God's eyes. And God's eyes is reach out the community, help the community, support the community. And this is what we have tried to do. And that's why we're here for. That's now I understand why I am this place. And my family, they do understand. They ring me and they say, I understand why you have left ICE. My mom is 86, and she cries when she talks to me on the phone. She misses me and says, I want to see you one day more. And I just ring her back, say, Mom, if we don't see you here, I'll see you in heaven. But I need to be here. I have a mission to be accomplished. And to be honest, that's my place. I don't feel myself going back to Brazil anymore, despite being, as he said, very hot and lovely place. Yes, it is. But I am happy here because this is the place God settled me and my family. And thank you for helping us, as Jimmy said, supporting us. And it's a kind of a partnership. And that's what we're going to do. Okay? Thank you very much. We have a video to show you. It's a short video. Can we watch the video now? Yes, please.
I heard about the people coming here, and I thought, oh, here we go again, because we'd had several churches here over the years that I'd been here, but none of them had really touched the community in any way, really. They just, as a matter of fact, they didn't encourage people from the community to join in. I got a message from somebody in the community, from Pastor, through somebody else, I can't remember. Would I come and see them one Wednesday? So I came over on the following Wednesday, and there was already people in here working, and I thought, this looks good. And so I had a conversation with Pastor, and he talked about where they'd come from, what they were about, and what kind of things they wanted to do. I hadn't been to church myself for probably 15 to 20 years at that point. What was really interesting about it is that it kind of, people settled into the fact, people in the neighbourhood settled in very early on to the fact that this was a space they could come to several times a week.
Jesus is my life, so it's everything else is second. I love coming to church and praising, so oh, they do so much for the community. They get food, they come and join, we have chat, we interact with them, and they're lovely, they're all good people, they're great people. To be honest with you, since I've come to this church, my life has changed so much, because I've never really been part of such a close community. I've always helped people, but I love it. I love serving and helping, and the people get to know you, get to know the people. It's hands-on here. We do things here that in the church I used to go to, we just went, said a few prayers, praised, and that was it. But here, the praising is unbelievable. I go home feeling unhappy. I love coming. I absolutely love it. I love the people. I love the church.
Makes me think about more about the community, what the community need, and how what the community need and how the community works. And it's also a privilege just to meet new people in the community. More people knowing we're here, and they're also knowing more about what's going on in the community and stuff like that. And it also means more people are getting to know more information.
In 2010, our Y1 team came to Hume. While in the community, they put on an event in the park, which included face painting, hot food, and a football tournament.
2013, Giovanni invited the New Hope football team, made up of local players from the community, to go to Brazil. Their time in Brazil included staying in one of the best football academies in the country. While in Brazil, they visited a youth prison and played a 7-a-side match with prisoners. The team also took time to visit a youth club in a favela of Belo Horizonte.
Okay. Are we able to run the video, this song? Okay, I just want to play a video for you. It's a song. It's about 3 to 4 minutes. I just want you to think about the words, and I want to think about the images, and then I'm going to share something for 3 or 4 minutes with you. Okay? And then we can get to the food. Okay? Are we able to?
There's got to be more than going back and forth, from doing right to doing wrong, 'cause we were taught that's who we are. Come on, get in line right behind me, you along with everybody, thinking there's worth in what you do. Then like a hero takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to me. unconditional kind of love would be enough to take a filthy wretch like this and wrap him up in righteousness. But that's exactly what he did. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless, has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. Oh yeah. Take a breath, smile and say right here, right now, I'm okay because the cross was enough. And like a hero who takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to grace, grace, God's grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless, has made you flawless. And no matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you, the cross has made you flawless. No matter what they say or what you think you are, the day you call his name, he made you flawless. He made you flawless. He made you flawless. He made you flawless. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you
Let me get me. Hello? Hello? At a special time like this, you know, I'm reminded of members of the family who are not with us anymore. People, special people who were part of this family. I remember Darren's mum. You sure you want me to do this? Stella Heaney. Passed. When you saw him up there, his partner passed. And someone who was very special to me, Darren, passed last year. I got the news in Spain, broke my heart. Some of you knew Darren very well. You lived with him, you lived around him. And you know, if I gave you a piece of paper and said to me, write down what you saw when you saw Darren, I wonder what you would have written. I wonder what you would have written. Would you write about the guy struggling with his illness that you saw every day? And some of you would come and tell me you've seen him on the floor fall and he couldn't get up and he's crawling home with his can in his hand. Is that the picture? Is that what you see? I remember a couple of summers ago, we're on the roof, fixing the roof, I heard a noise behind me. I turned around, and it was Darren. He climbed up the ladder onto that roof. And he was helping me clean the stuff off the roof while the other guys were working. He battled his way up. I have no idea how he got up there. We had fun getting him down, I can tell you. That took a lot of prayer. It wouldn't have been a Darren upstairs where we built the extension, built the new classrooms, etc. He was there from 9 in the morning, painting with me till very often he was the last one to leave the buildings because he was cleaning up with me at the end of the day. So somebody was going to be in the church to use it in the morning. He would not have been on your picture of what you saw. Welcome, sir. You would not have seen him stumbling in difficultly on wobbly legs to come on a where's Pastor Matthias? Come and sit in your Bible study. Sit in the Bible study. And he didn't just sit there. He joined in. He asked questions. He made contributions. Would you have included him turning up on a Sunday morning? Many, many Sunday mornings. You see, every day, every hour, second for that man was a battle. Every moment he had to answer the question, me or the can, Darren? So every time he turned up to help me paint, every time he turned up for a prayer meeting, I knew he'd won the battle that day. Every time he walked in on a Sunday morning, and most people tell you, I acknowledged him. Now, I didn't do that for everyone, and maybe one or two people got jealous, but there was a reason why I acknowledged him, because I knew the battle it took for Darren to get to me that morning. I knew how hard that had been for him. You see, Jesus said, in this life you will have trouble. But hey, don't worry. In this world you will have trouble. He says, I've overcome the world and I'm walking it with you. You're not walking it alone. You're not walking it alone. The days will be one battle after another. It'll be one decision after another. But you know what he says in Matthew? Don't think about tomorrow, what you're going to eat and what you're going to drink. Do you know that? He says, don't think about tomorrow, what you're going to eat and what you're going to drink, because I've provided that for you already. But seek first the kingdom of God, and I will add all the other things that you need. Isn't that amazing? How much time do we spend thinking about what we're going to wear and what we're going to eat? He says, don't worry about that. I feed all the animals in the world. Of course I'm going to feed you. It's not always going to be Versace suits and Armani, gear. But I've provided for you. Don't worry about the food. Don't worry about the clothes. Seek me first. Change my world. Bring heaven down here. Some of you have contributed to making a bit of Hume, a little bit of heaven for certain individuals. Every day is a series of battles. It's not a battle that you don't walk it alone. He promised the disciples when he sent them out, lo, I am with you, right, always, even to the end of the earth. He says, I will never leave you or forsake you. Now, that's so important, because you know what? Sometimes you drag yourself to some places that you should not be. And you get yourself in situations where you should not be. But he doesn't say, I'm going to stand here until you come back. He says, I'm with you. I'm there. I am with you. Wherever you drag me, I am with you. I'm never going to leave you alone. So when you're lying on the floor and you turn around and you say, yeah, now I need you. I'll be there. Remember the song? Whatever you think you see when you look in the mirror in the morning, God God sees something different. He sees the person he meant you to be. He sees the person that can take every day and use it to begin to change you into a little bit of heaven. You have to answer the same question that Darren did. Every time he had these confrontations, choose you this day who you will serve. Me or the brewery. For others, there will be other issues in your lives that make it so difficult. But you're not alone in those decisions. Remember the song. Whatever you feel you're covered in, whatever you think the world sees of you, he's got this all dissolving thing that rubs it all away, cleans it. It's called grace. It doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in a prayer. My grace can wipe away whatever. Yesterday is your history. Leave it alone. Don't keep dragging it back and making it mess up your todays. He says, leave that where it is. For Darren to keep turning up here, right somewhere in the core of that man, was something that says, I want that. Hard as it is for me to do it, I want that. And I'm going to mess up trying to get there, but you know what? Every time that I can, I'm going to get there. I'm going to go. I'm going to get myself, because I know you said you're going to help me. I know you said, even as I'm lying down here in this mess, you said you will never leave me or forsake me. So help me out. Because that's what I really want. That's what I really, really, really want. So bring a little heaven to you. Keep doing what you've been doing. Keep helping this place to develop. Let it be the place that you want your children and your children's children to grow up in and be nurtured and feel safe. And let you just know that you don't walk the walk alone. He says, if I love you, I'm going to test you. You know the thing about tests? Failure has to be an option. There's no point testing you if you can't fail, is it? Learn to live with the failure. Learn to help him let you up. But most of all, learn from the failure. So choose you this day who you will serve. If you want to talk to anyone, and our pastors are here. Pastor Matthias is upstairs. All right, good to see our pastors. Don't see her often. Well, I don't see her often because I'm in Spain. Right, our pastoral team are here. Dalva. Happy birthday to you. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud? Sorry, didn't need to. Go and talk to these wonderful people over a cup of coffee. And they will help you to make those first steps. Okay? What did you see when you saw that man crippled by his illness? I saw a hero walk through that door. I said, where did you get the strength to do that? Where did you get the strength to do that? You always amaze me. Other people just saw this. I saw a giant. Because I know the battle. I have seen people die who didn't make it. So I pray that he's with the Lord today. I pray that as you enjoy the rest of your time now, because I'm going to ask, and I don't know if, oh, he's down here now, I'm going to ask Pastor Matthias, who looks after Sunday morning, to come and just round things off and to open the table so you can go and eat. Thank you, my brother.
God bless you all. Nice to see everyone. Come on now. Nice to see everyone. I don't believe that Jimmy was really that sent you all to sleep. Yep. can we just look around and just say, you know, happy anniversary to somebody? You know, just happy anniversary. That's the whole reason why we're here. No, look around at someone else and say happy anniversary, happy anniversary. And then look at a third person again and just say happy anniversary. You know, I just appreciate everyone that has come out. I appreciate the involvement that you've had in this church, you know, through the various activities, you know, the breakfast club, you know, the donations, the Friday soup kitchen, and especially today that, you know, you've come out. So before we eat, I just want us to pray, and then I pray we'll commit the food to God, even though we're the ones that are going to eat it. And then, and then, yeah, the celebration starts. So if you don't mind, let's just pray. Father, we just want to give you thanks. We thank you for your presence in the midst of us. I thank you, Lord, for every person that is here tonight, that is sharing in this celebration. And Lord, I pray that you will touch everyone at their very point of need. Lord, we're all here celebrating, but I know that there will probably be people here that are going through heart pains, family situations. Lord, I ask and I pray that you will reach out to those ones. There's some here, Lord, that may be going through sickness, Lord. I pray that you will send healing in the name of Jesus. But even much more, oh Lord, I pray for the unity of spirit between the church and the community. And I ask, oh Lord, that together we'll continue to shine our lights, so that what happens in this area of Hill will spread out, Lord, to the other areas of Manchester as well. Father, I ask that you be with us all in the name of Jesus. And as we start to partake of this meal, this food, and everything that is provided, I know, oh Lord, that it will do us good. We thank you, Lord, for those who have taken time to prepare it. But as we eat it, oh Lord, let us eat it with happiness, with joy. We thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name. And everyone says, amen, amen, and amen. Okay. I'm not too sure how. Just go to the. Oh, they're still preparing it.